When most people look at the history of economic thought, they immediately think of Adam Smith, Karl Marx, or Aristotle. School books have always accustomed us to this, but there's a quieter truth, little told on the dusty shelves of history. In the medieval world before the West even properly used the word economy, a Muslim scholar recognized how money was corrupting societies from within. Nearly 1,000 years ago, Imam Ghazali said, "When money loses its moral compass, society loses its moral compass." And looking at the world we live in today, it's as if he knows us better than we know ourselves. Welcome to the Financial Historian, where money, power, and history collide. A brief journey into Ghazali's world. The year is around 1100. Europe is still trying to pick up the wreckage of the Dark Ages. But the Islamic world, a vast civilization stretching from Andalusia to Persia, Baghdad, Damascus, Cairo. Think of it like today's New York or London. Lively, crowded, rich, and vibrant. There's commerce, science, culture, but also rapidly growing inequality. It's in this era that Ghazali enters the scene. He's a philosopher, a jurist, and a critic. And he looks around and senses, something's not right. Society's getting richer, but it's losing its values. Money is increasing, but its meaning is decreasing. And he asks the question, what happens if a civilization doesn't get smarter faster than it gets richer? To find the answer, he looks directly at money. Money, according to Ghazali, just a tool for Ghazali, money is not a display, not something to be worshipped, not a treasure to be hoarded and stored away. Like a mirror, the value of money comes from what we do with it. And from this, he arrives at a crucial conclusion. Money that is not saved and put into circulation is dead money. Gold locked in a coffer. It does not produce an economy. It does not employ workers. It does not expand trade. Society's blood circulation stops. Today, a capital accumulation is the 11th century equivalent of what we call idle money, the poisoning of society by speculation. One of the subjects on which Ghazali is most harsh is speculation. Those who hide goods to raise prices, those who try to profit from crises, those who manipulate the market. In his view, these are not intelligent merchants. They are people who rot society from within. And he says, he who profits from the suffering of others profits from corruption. This corruption is contagious. It starts with one person, spreads through the market, from there to institutions, and eventually it envelops the entire society. Ghazali wasn't anti-trade. Ghazali shouldn't be misunderstood. He wasn't against trade, work, or wealth. In fact, quite the opposite. He argued that trade was the engine of society, markets were natural and necessary, wealth, when used correctly, was beneficial. What he opposed, fraud, deception, and the breakdown of trust. He used the language of the time to describe what we today call information asymmetry, moral hazard, and the cost of trust. He also placed great importance on the dignity of labor. Money earned through effort strengthens character. Wealth gained through fraud corrupts a person from within. And his foresight is incredible. If the state manipulates the currency too much, the people will turn away from their own currency and turn to foreign currency. This is a saying from 1,000 years ago. Today, Zimbabwean dollar, Venezuelan bolivar, Argentine peso, and many more. They all share the same story. The real collapse begins with trust, not money. Perhaps Ghazali's most powerful idea is this: societies don't die of poverty. They die of insecurity. People lose trust in each other. The economy becomes fragile. Once this cycle begins, no monetary policy can save the country. The misalignment of incentives, social disaster. Ghazali understood human nature very well. If people are afraid, they accumulate. If they are greedy, they speculate. If they see an opportunity, they manipulate. If they normalize profit, they normalize exploitation. And he said, you can't fix the economy without fixing incentives. Rules, markets, systems. Ultimately, they all depend on human behavior. Back to today. Looking back at the century, Ghazali's words are almost prophetic. Wealth inequality is rising. Speculation is gaining more than production. Financial bubbles are growing and then bursting. Because economics isn't just about numbers. Human behavior, trust, ethics, intention, all play a part. And Ghazali's real message was this: if money is divorced from morality, the system will collapse sooner or later. Understanding this isn't just knowledge, it's a form of protection. Because history doesn't repeat itself, but if you don't, it will hit you again and again.